Not to go with him. He's a big man, Tim, as we saw when we were down there at ground level.
And he's throwing a bit of that weight around right now, and he's given away a free kick. It's Campbell's ball, hurled out of the way by Ricks. Guerra against one of his old clubs, delivers just a little strong, and Schwarz covers it against Barker. Franklin arrives, wonderful athlete, silky smooth, and Hawthorn press. Clark not quite able to get it into the corridor. Maguire kept his feet when a few lost theirs. Del Santo, Clark, a second go. Wrapped up, no prior opportunity. Umpire letting it go. Now it'll have to be thrown in.
Lance Franklin, 6 goals 2 weeks ago when round 12 got underway against the Tigers. What a win it was by Hawthorn down in Launceston. Boundary throw in. Ball comes towards ball. He gets it out. Maguire hard up against the line. Little slip. Could be costly, but picked up by Fisher. And advantage called as the free kick was coming back. Now it's with Mill in the back pocket of all places. 3 bounces. Great stuff from Mill. He charges at the St Kilda midfield. Then kicks deftly into the centre. Well done. That should be 50. It is.
We saw that last night, Chriso. We saw that last night. If you hit a player late after the mark, if you take him to ground, there will be a 50-metre penalty. And well done to Stephen Mill. The ball was in St Kilda's back pocket for about 90 seconds, and the little fellow ran down there. In the end, he was able to be used as they broke and came back from that pocket position, and then Mill was able to take 3 bounces, set this goal up.
So Voss from 45 directly in front. Opportunity for the first goal. He kicked it to Kilda on the board. And Rob, we saw the 50-metre penalty. We discussed it last week, in fact. The 50-metre penalty at the start of the season, you couldn't grab a player or push a player over once he had taken the mark, and that rule's certainly been very lax in recent weeks. We saw it last night, and it looks as though the same pattern today.
No doubt the umpires have been instructed to be really tight with that. We saw it in the first month of the season, slackened off. Now it's back on.
They're all a little keyed up for this. The Hawks with both their big men, Campbell and Taylor, out there. The coaches would have watched last night, or surely would be aware that the umpires were hot on the 50. That was a bad error by Robert Campbell. You'd imagine it would have been impressed upon players.
Absolutely.
That it was on today.
It would have, no doubt, Tim. Look, they would have even shown them some highlights and said, look, this is the way the umpires are interpreting it. Do not get caught. We cannot afford to give away 50-metre penalties. Already cost the Hawks a goal.
Lewis brings it down, but the traffic is heavy. Sam Mitchell, great extractor, even he can't get it out of there. Umpire let it go for a long time, but eventually Chris Donlan, realising that he had to intervene. Look at that crowd around the football. Cleverly done, Luke Ball. Took the risk by taking it out of the air, and Revolt on the end of a clever left foot kick.
In front, Nick Revolt. Reflexes, dropping ball, got to that front position, and nothing that Trent Crode could do. Just read it off the boot better than his opponent. If he could put this one through, just the start the Saints needed.
And he wasn't missing in his pre-game kicking walls. He was kicking everything from wherever he was lining up, Nick Revolt.
It was so classy by Ball. We were writing his obituaries a couple of weeks ago. Well, he mightn't have been missing in the warm-up, but you can never quite simulate the moment when it really happens, once the game's on.
So Guerra at fullback. That's what's ahead of him. Decides to kick long. Target Tim Clark. What an outstanding player he's been all year. On quickly to Mitchell. Look out. And he's penalised. The veteran, Robert Harvey, picked him up and put him down. So Harvey got a loose player across the ground. Goddard's mark, 55 from goal. Milne going for him. Hawthorn getting numbers back quickly. Voss moves. He's well covered. Goddard. Now Revolt is loose. Can he hold the mark here? No. Well played by the Hawthorn defence. Fiora. Revolt from 55 to the top of the goal square. It's all Hawthorn. And the free kick coming back. In fact,
might be downfield. St Kilda ball downfield. I think Revolt was punished after he got rid of it.
Okay, so Stephen Milne, who was outnumbered 5-1, receives a free kick.
Against Trent Croad, I think, fellas.
Let's have a look at it. He's on the left boot. Oh, gee, came in a bit late, but it didn't look all that hard and aggressive, did it?
Revolt straight up. So here's Milne from 20 metres. Oh, dear. Well, they could have had 3 goals, 3 relatively easy shots. That was the easiest. They've managed just 1-2, St Kilda.
Very bad misses. Brent Guerra, fellow goal sneak with Milne over the last couple of years, now kicking the ball in for St Kilda's opponent and cleverly getting around Gehrig. That's a little dangerous, but he had perfect weight on the kick. Mitchell won't want to be caught again. Guerra keeps coming to help him out, and now he backs himself. Puts it out in front of Franklin. Well done, Hudgton. Edged him off it beautifully, and nice support too. Coming from Big Ricks, opening the door for Goddard, and the Saints are on the break. They're in control of this game at the moment. Hawthorn lucky to be as close as they are. Revolt looks capable of dominating this. He's set it up beautifully for his partner in crime in Fraser Gehrig, who surely...
Have a look at this Shepherd. Have a look at the big ruckman Shepherd. What an absolute ripper by Ricks, and then he gives him some. And the Saints take it to the other end of the ground. The quality of the Revolt kick cannot be spoken of highly enough. He knew if he was able to get a bit of distance on it, it would set Gehrig up, which it did.
Third time lucky. No worries this time. The Saints have their second.
And Trent Croad already struggling to keep up with Nick Revolt.
Some early concerns for Alistair Clarkson. The game just 7 minutes old. St Kilda have had 13 kicks. Hawthorn just 4. Rick's favoured by Del Santo. He is absolutely poleaxed. Revolt's marked it in any case.
Tell you what,
it's on in the centre.
Brent Guerra just smashed Del Santo after he kicked it. Umpires have got a massive problem.
Well, the Saints ran at their old teammate Guerra as though they knew what his caper is. They've seen a bit of it in recent seasons.
It's almost as though they were expecting it to happen at some stage.
I personally thought that Del Santo knew the hit was coming and continued to make sure he got the kick in. Now he's got plenty. It's all coming in front of him.
Harvey, meantime, has missed. And again, another, well, relatively easy opportunity missed by St Kilda. He could conceivably have had 5 goals on the board. Del Santo coming from the ground. Looks to be okay, though, which is good news.
And I think Guerra will be coming off too, because we saw the trickle of...
That's right, yeah. Got to admire Del Santo. As we saw there, he knew the hit was coming. He was prepared to keep running and get the kick in, which he set a teammate up with. Bang. Whoa.
Now it's Joel Smith's ball out in the back pocket. I'm not sure how it got there. There's been a bit going on.
Brent Guerra coming from the field, getting the boos. Listen to that.
Saints fans used to love him. Wasn't very late, but it was late. It came after the kick.
Interesting that Richie Vandenberg ran from the bench to the interchange line to just pat him on the back and say, well done.
Smith switches play for Clark. It's precarious, although the Hawks have 2 on. Well, it's 2 on 2 now. That'll go out of bounds eventually and won't be whistled up by the umpire.
No, it won't. Actually did well there, the Hawks, to get an extra 40 metres. And there's Brent Guerra, Chance Bateman saying, you okay, mate? He says, I've never felt better.
Hawks have got to get themselves into this game. This is Nick Reese, Lewis, and that's a good kick.
Clever kick.
Barker. Hawthorn produced 1 attacking foray in the opening minute of the game. Since then, they haven't really looked like it. Barker keeps it out on the flank. and Taylor could only go the spoil. It was a poor kick from Barker. Maguire, lovely probing ball, and Gehrig has come up the ground. Saints dangerous again. Revolt, Crode manages to make the spoil, and Sewell mops up for Hawthorn, who can steady for the moment. But they're under fierce pressure down the back, and they're still under pressure. Crode, an embarrassing retreat.
And Tim, great news to St Kilda. Nick
to kick to himself. He's got Roughead wide, and the kick is perfect. And Jared Roughead, big responsibility this afternoon to play on Fraser Gehrig. Has it at half-back. 2-4 plays yet to score. Hawthorn haven't looked like scoring. A dangerous kick across the ground is okay. Smith.
They will take plenty of risks, these Hawks.
Kicks it out wide, or Lewis needs to be sure here. He's outnumbered 2-1. Eventually Campbell Brown comes to assist, tucks it under the arm, and he's away. Well played. Handball, gee, I don't know about that. Dixon was good enough to pick it up, give it to Reese. Forced to kick across the ground. And the rising star of last week, round 12, Young from the wing. Long inside, attacking 50. That's a massive pack. Chance at ground level. Barker's got it. Well tackled. The umpire lets it go and eventually calls for a bounce 25 metres from the Hawthorn goal.
And we can see Stephen Baker, number 10. That's his target. That's his tag. Luke Hodge, the gun midfielder for the Hawks. Tough day for Hodge with Baker alongside him.
Hawthorn in a goal-scoring part of the ground. Ricks decisively. Schwartz overruns it. Lets the Hawks back in. Well done by Ricks. He went in hard at ground level to find the football and tie it up. Another bounce. Hawthorn, again, just 30 metres from their goal. St Kilda dominating the tackles. Taylor wide, Del Santo, clever sidestep from half-back, high to the wing. Revolt, but he's outnumbered, and Campbell comes across to take the mark.
Centering for Crode, who had let Revolt get away there. Now Brown and Joel Smith has come forward. Might be beyond his range with the man on the mark on the 50, on the lead, and dropping what should have been a straightforward mark was Brennan. Montagna. Sam Fisher. Saints defence has held up all right this year. Lee Fisher. Back to Montagna. This is Graham. And the Saints are dangerous once more. Revolt with the sit. Got it again.
Great kick. Super kick. And just a lovely run and carry out of defence. It was an 80-metre play by St Kilda, and that's the grand kick. He carried it about 20 metres, 60-metre kick onto the chest of Nick Revolt. And for all their attack, they need to get a goal on the board.
One miss from Revolt so far. Now it's one goal, and the Saints have made a big start.
You can just see there in the picture Trent Crode, who is Revolt's opponent, and it really forced Robert Campbell, who's playing in the ruck, to get back and try and cover for him. Revolt clearly not following Crode up the ground, but it's worked to the positive for the Saints because he was back there and was able to take the kick from Graham.
There's Fraser Gehrig, and his opponent is Roughead. There's been stages where Roughead's been prepared to play 50 metres up in front of Gehrig. Gehrig is holding his position in the goal square. Hawthorn defenders are prepared to run well downfield. On the rebound, it can catch them out.
Montagna scrambles it out of the centre. Clark, clever. Good tackle, though, by Birchall. His hurried kick only as far as Brown. Well done by Birchall, creating the pressure for the turnover. Brown has runners to his outside. Vandenberg, the captain, who started on the bench. Crode in support, running off half-back. Drives it inside, attacking 50. Schwartz and Barker. Nothing doing there, says the umpire. Hudson gets back to help. Needs to get rid of it. He does. Very short. Montagna in space at half-back. Delivers out wide. Voss. Again, momentum building here for St Kilda. Voss. Low and hard. It was a poor kick in the end. Brown, superbly done by Campbell Brown with a bounce. Draws Dixon to the football. Forced to give it back. Brown sorting it out reasonably well, although now they go back from Sewell to Vandenberg, who's forced to kick quickly, long to half forward, and as a consequence, he gives it up. Mark taken by Harvey.
Saints right on top. Ackland unattended, off half-back, can jog to the wing.
He's got very little to go to.
Hawks getting back, no one coming at Ackland. He goes to Revolt. Why not? He's had it 5 times already. Can't get his hands on it this time. Campbell, Mitchell, and a little left-footed to Campbell Brown, who's holding the fort back there. He might overcook things occasionally, but he is a real competitor. Smith giving it off to Birchall. Back to Smith. Gehrig chasing hard out of the front half, and Smith runs into a wall. They're in trouble. Vandenberg back to Smith. Taylor. The Hawks are going a long, circuitous route. Finally, Bateman to perhaps drive them forward. There isn't much there when they go forward. Hodge never really in position. Ball to Maguire. And now all on his own is Voss. And really, they're queuing up for this. He goes the short option to Gehrig. And he has a man, Harvey, absolutely unattended and well within range.
The big worry with the Hawks, Tim, once they take off from their half-back line, just about all of them stream downfield. It's a mass of Hawthorn players through the centre, over the centre line, into their half-forward line. Now, if the Saints get it, there's just no resistance when the Saints rebound.
Robert Harvey for their 4th, and the Saints are romping away.
We're disappointed with his output. He's been outstanding.
11 scoring shots to 0, and it's about to get worse, you'd think. Clark, Milne, this will be shot number 12, and it will be goal number 5. The Saints are murdering Hawthorn.
Xavier Clark's the man. Stephen Milne finished it off. It was a lovely snapshot, no doubt about that. But
Well, there may have been pushed off the kick. The Sewell kick towards half-court. Franklin almost. But the numbers with St.Kilda. Harvey feeds it back to Graham. Now the champ. This time he uses it better. Goddard. Off the wing. Loose player Milne at centre half forward. You've got Gehrig leading for him. That's a wonderful kick. Just waited superbly out in front of Gehrig. Stephen Milne didn't think about it too long. Just a step, put boot to ball. And Gehrig will kick from 45.
Robert Harvey has had 4 disposals in the last 2 minutes. His opponent is Brent Guerra. And Guerra would know Harvey very well, having been a former teammate. He just has to tighten up.
Gehrig's kicked 1, now he's kicked 2. So the Saints respond with Gehrig's 2nd goal and the margin back out to 5 goals.
Ball. They build again. This is Ricks, who made his debut and kicked a goal with his first kick in league football in Sydney on that wet night 3 weekends ago. He keeps this close to the boundary and gets a result. Harvey too far for him. Revolt leads and doubles back. Fraser's got his ideas as to where it should go, and it goes to Revolt.
Did it well, St Kilda. Admittedly, he had to lead to the boundary line, but they set him up well.
He opens it up. Gehrig is there. Oh, that was just too easy. And he could kick it from there with his left foot.
Well, again, Robert Harvey featured in that forward thrust, and I think Brent Guerra is not the man to go with him.
Gehrig opens it up and kicks his 3rd goal. The Saints again lead by 6 goals.
The Saints have responded with the next 2. And here they go again. Luke Ball out of the centre. Left foot pass. Gehrig. Gehrig comes, but chipping in front. Stephen Milne. Great stuff out of the centre. Their first clearance of the quarter. You can see Gehrig there. I think that might have been the intended target, but Milne has taken it.
Robert Harvey coming off with leather poisoning.
So Mills, kick one off a couple of steps, hangs it to the right, it'll land in the goal square. St Kilda mark. It's taken Brett Voss. Mark number 8 has been outstanding for the Saints across half forward today. Will kick his second, and St Kilda's 8th. In fact, they're 9th. So St Kilda, in fact, they do have their 8th goal. It was interfered with. No free kick. Del Santo somehow shrugged the ball, cleared a ball. Graham, now Del Santo again. Casual couple of bounces, not much on, so thought about going back and eventually does. Montagna able just to run from defence. Good chase from Franklin, so he uses Graham in the nick of time. And he delivers out wide to Maguire.
Not much to go to, so the big fella will suck in a few deep breaths and just wait until players come from behind to get in front.
Kick close to the line, stays in. Oh, gee, got a lucky bounce, Brett Voss, and uses it superbly to Revolt, who got pushed. That is 50 metres. Thank you.
Gee, it's not smart, is it?
No.
It's not smart, especially when the umpires were red hot on it last night.
Especially when the bloke's 50 metres out on the boundary line, and now he has a shot from dead in front between the sticks.
It was interesting.
He wouldn't have been paid last week.
No, no, you're right.
There was a push on the 5th quarter last Saturday night for this to be tightened up on Michael.
So Revolt kicks the goal. That is goal number 2 for him, I think, Rob, in terms of sending Crow forward. Give them something. So missed mark there by Young. Well done, Milne. Milne from the pocket. He's dangerous in this situation. Feeds a handball through to Revolt. Beautifully done, Baker. Great stuff from Stephen Baker. There's Clinton himself at fullback, kicking in. Hawthorn huddling and now breaking. Oh, dangerous kick. Milne chips in, marks, and will kick a goal. So 2 shocking mistakes by Rick Ladson in the opening minutes of this 3rd quarter. And you can see Hodge there remonstrating with Revolt because Revolt went back to assist. Kicks inside the centre square. Del Santo has to sit and wait, but does it. Now gets the call out wide from Lee Fisher. They've got 2 and 1 again here. Franklin just stands off Fisher, so he gives him plenty of time just to assess his options. Deliver forward to Voss. You can see in the background there 2 Hawthorn players. They're getting back in number, but the kick towards half forward is pinpoint accurate. And the mark's been taken by Fiora.
And he's a thumping long kick, so the distance won't worry him. And Hodge now running with Harvey. I think that's a good move because Hodge lowered his colours in the first half with Stephen Baker closing him down. And then we saw Hodge playing virtually at full back for 10 minutes just before half-time. So put Hodge onto Harvey, give him a new challenge.
So Fiora from right on 50. Oh, it's a lovely long kick. He's kicked a goal for the Saints.
Moment. Luke Ball still in single figures disposal-wise. But he's made a contribution to the St Kilda effort. Montagna, that's a little awkward for Del Santo, but he's still able to get it off effectively. Sam Fisher. Not trying to join the goal-kicking club, but he gives it to the fast-leading full forward on the fans 150.
He can do no wrong,
and
can
they
he?
get it.
He gets 50.
Well, Rob Harvey went to the goal square to take Hodge out of the action. Frustration there with Luke Hodge because he knows that the opposition are working to get him out of the way. He just drives Harvey into the deck. And if looks could kill.
And this will be St Kilda's 3rd goal from 50-metre penalties. In fact, the man on the mark, Hodge just not even standing the mark, walking away from it.
So this time Taylor wins it forward, only as far as ball. Now Milne electrifying from 40, drives it to the goal square. Revolt marks, he won't miss this one. St Kilda fans are loving it. Great game by that man this afternoon, Stephen Milne. He's had 13 disposals, 7 marks as Revolt goals for St Kilda. So the tally for Revolt is now 3 goals for.
Fisher, Baker. Saints are catching the disease.
They are. Their coach wouldn't be happy with this at all, St Kilda at the moment.
McWalter had limited game time. Can make something of it here. Goes for Revolt, not a bad option.
Good body work.
He'll line them up again. Man on the mark, 40 metres out.
Well, he's missed a lot of shots today, Nick Revolt. He's got the faithful behind him. There's plenty of red, white and black there, and you'll hear the roar if he puts it through from this tight angle.
3-4 and 1 into the man on the mark. You wouldn't back him from this angle. And of course, he makes no mistake. That's his 4th.
Checked. Not checked at all, because his opponent, Robert Campbell, is so conscious of getting down in front of Fraser Gehrig all the time.
Well, the long kick in looked to be producing a result, and then an awful turnover gives Maguire easy possession. Harvey's taken another mark, career high now, and kicked another goal. That's his 3rd.
They might have found a new full forward.
Left foot on him, as you can see from that, it beat everybody. Luke Ball's the first man back. Lee Fisher. And Robert Harvey, who, like old man River, just keeps rolling along. Ackland doesn't try one of those melting concrete runs. He gives it to Graham. Gehrig was being pretty well covered, I thought, but he's been paid the mark. He'll line up for his 4th.
Gee, it was a good kick coming in, Rob, because just kicked it to the right of Gehrig, just gave him the opportunity, gave him the advantage.
Yes, Graham and Fiora, handy acquisitions to this St Kilda team because they can kick long.
And Gehrig extends the margin to 91 points. A little closer than he did with the 15-metre shot in the previous quarter. Now he's dropped his mouth guard. Baker for Peckett, who has the city win. Now he can go all the way here, and he's got the sniff. He's got the gleam in his eye. But being a team player, he gives it to Gehrig. Gehrig's had the gleam in his eye all day. He goes for home, and he spears it through. And the margin is 94. That's his 5th.
Sir Lewis. Reese. And that's it. St Kilda, a must-win game this afternoon to keep their finals hopes alive, and they've delivered, and they delivered very impressively. Fraser Gehrig kicked 5, Revolt 4, and they're back the Saints and can launch themselves into the second half of the season.
When the Saints go marching in, oh how I want to be with St Kilda. When the Saints go marching in.
70-point margin, St Kilda's way. But some joy for the Hawks late. Andy Marr.
Thanks very much, Tim. Outstanding effort, mate.
Yeah, it was a good hit by the boys, but a bit disappointing at the end. But we with some goals, made the score probably a bit more respectable, but thought we played really well. Had a pretty strong team focus and motto. So,
what was in the Bonnie Doon water? What was spoken about during the break?
we just did some hard training, a bit of soul searching, just basically identified that we probably were a bit ahead of ourselves, weren't as good as what we thought we were. And look, we played well today, but only one game, really.
So it'd be silly to be asking you about whether the fact that you feel like you're still in this and still a real hunt, it's going to be that 1 week at a time focus, I guess, from now on.
I don't think you can look any forward than 1 week at the moment. With any team, so it's just it's good to have a win. Boys played well, so it was a good day.
Outstanding effort. Well done, Maxie. Back to you, Tim.
The Saints win the Blue Ribbon Cup. Medals to be presented to the best players of each club. 70 points the margin, but a 5-2 last quarter by the Hawks.
Yeah, very impressive win, Tim, and it just sets them up for the next month of football. They've got Collingwood next week. That'll be tough. Then they've got Essendon, Port Adelaide and Richmond. At the moment, they're 7-6. They could be 10-7 in a month's time with a run into the finals.
The Saints by 70.
But that'll be Collingwood's first behind of the day. They're 3-1.